Hey, what's going on out there, NFL fans and Atlanta Falcon fans? Man, y'all know who it is. 95 North Sports Machine Crew.
Mm, mm,
We can't
mm.
talk to y'all about a little bit about the recap, man. Y'all see the title, what to expect from the Falcons second half. All right, quick. We're gonna try to give y'all 30 minutes. If not, it's gonna be at least 25. But what to expect from this Falcons second half of the season.
Mhm.
We're gonna give y'all our thoughts on the first half, injuries, depth, you know, just everything we can think of in 30 minutes. Also, we're gonna
Mhm.
talk about a Kirk Cousins trade. And my boy Chris came up with this. This was crazy. He talked about this just a little bit, and once he started talking about it last week, shit just started popping up everywhere. So
Yeah.
again, what we always thinking, y'all always trying to find a way to do the same thing. So some reason everybody on the page at the same time, and it's a crazy question, but at the same time, it's an interesting question because look,
That'll be interesting indeed.
$65 million next year, but we're gonna get into it, man. We're gonna get into it. Terry, what's up, man? What's good?
What it
Joker
do,
salute.
T? What it do? What it do, Terry? What's
But
good? What's
yeah,
good?
man. Chris, before we get started, man, tell the people what's up.
Hey, man, how y'all doing out there? Hey, for one thing, first of all, Smitty, how was your bye week, man?
It was about week. I finally got some rest. I
Yeah,
finally wasn't stressed. And I
yeah.
finally didn't have to take extra blood pressure medicine.
Sounds like you had a decent bye week there, man. My good
Yeah,
man.
man.
Had
Yeah,
a great,
man. No
bye
blood
week
pressure
too,
medicine.
man. Hopefully,
Mar-
all my Falcons fans had great bye
what's
weeks,
up,
man.
Marlon?
Do Marlon? Yeah,
Russell
man.
Williams, what's good, my dude? Jonathan Bell, what's up?
What's
But yeah,
good,
go ahead,
family?
Chris. My bad.
Oh no, it's all good, man. Hopefully everybody had a good bye week, less stress, what I'm saying, more blessings and all that good stuff. But hey, it's time to get back into the saddle, y'all. Time to get back focused. Part two of the season for us. And technically you can say we kind of like gonna have multiple bye weeks if you think about the Thursday night game that we had. And just like a mini
Minute
bye.
by.
Yeah, like a
Yeah.
little mini bye. You like that. But yeah, moving forward now, man, it's time to get back focused. So we're going to definitely get into it. Go over the first half of the season, just like you said. Few things here and there, just touch on because, of course, the Falcon faithful have been going strong. Shout out to all the other Falcons content creators out there, man. And I'm just happy to be back in here, man. Getting back in the saddle now. Strapping on in.
Miss Carey, what
Hey,
it
what's
do?
good, Garrett?
But we're gonna let the chat get involved just a little bit,
Yeah,
man.
we are.
The first half of the season, man, y'all throw out some questions and we'll answer them. That's how we gonna do it. Y'all throw
Ooh.
out some questions and we gonna answer it and we gonna give y'all our honest opinion like we always do, man. But
Oh yeah.
first half of the season, end up 6-5. We were what 6-3 at one point, and
Yeah.
these last two games didn't go so well. And I said at the bye week, I think I said 7-4 is where I was at the bye week because at the end of the season I'm at 11-6. So
And I was
that's
at 12
pretty.
and 5 for the season.
Yeah, so you just got one. What you got? No more losses. So they got to
Now
win
we
out,
can't lose, but we got to win out, baby. We got to win out so we can go 12 and 5, baby.
and
Let's
that would
get
be
it.
tough.
Come
But like Miss
come
Karen say, man,
on,
y'all hit that like button, man. Hit that like button, subscribe, and
please.
hey. But the first half of the season, man, we talk about breaking over Kirk Cousins,
Mm,
$100 million man, 25 million this year, 65 next year, and 10 the next. His
mm,
third season, which I think is going to be a buyout, to be honest, because he played very well those first 9 games, but the
uh,
last 2 games, he looked like a Kirk Cousin that looked like mentally checked out, and it's really
ooh,
not all his fault because Zach Robinson, they're supposed to be a duo, and
uh,
he's supposed to be Zach Robinson's eyes on the field, and Zach Robinson is supposed to be his eyes up in the press box and be the guy to put him in a position to make plays. He did that for 4 straight games. As we won all 4 of those games, he was putting up over 300 yards a game. And
mm,
2 games in a row, he threw 7 touchdowns in just 2 games. So
mm.
Kirk Cousins, first half of the season, what would you grade it?
Oh man, first half of the season. I'm gonna have to go honestly. That's tough. Okay, I'm gonna be fair. I'm gonna be fair. I think a B minus is fair.
That's a good grade. Give me a little insight to that.
Okay, so he started off slow, yes, but at the end of the day, he still did pick it up. He did. He picked it up for you. You can see where he's that veteran out there on the field for the Atlanta Falcons. You can see how he is helping. Zach Robinson, who is up in the booth, he is helping them out on the field and making he been making better reads, what I'm saying, from week one all the way up, what I'm saying, he been making better reads and looking like, Kirk change, all the dance and all that good stuff like that. But ultimately, the past 2 weeks, I think it's just been something like the team just not being and clicking on all cylinders. It's a team thing, and all it takes is one or two things to kind of be off, a penalty here and there, injuries and stuff like that, and next thing you know, and also playing from behind too, stuff like that starts happening, mistakes start happening, people start looking at
But
your
but
tendencies and like, hey, we know
but
you got to throw the
honestly,
ball.
honestly, that's why they pay you the big bucks.
That's
They pay
true.
you the
That's
big
true.
bucks just in case something goes down. If something
That's
goes
true.
down that just doesn't sit right, that the team just suddenly falls apart. That's why they pay you the big bucks to keep the team glued together, and that's what coaching does. Because
That's
as
true.
I've told you and I've told people out there, injuries only go so far with me.
And
Because
same here.
we look at the great Bill Belichick who won 6 Super Bowls with New England. He had guys out there that were drafted from the fourth round on back to being undrafted, winning Super Bowls. Only
You're
thing
right.
he did, he didn't look at where you was drafted, what your talent was. He went by if you fit what he was trying to do. Once he did that
Right.
and you fit it to a T, he put you on the field. So this is the type of mentality that all coaches should have. Yeah, we talk about the
I
first
agree.
round picks and the second round picks. How many first round picks at the bottom, the back part of the first round did he say, I think I need more players because I got this many leaving? Because one thing about Bill does not care about a name. He doesn't care about
Right.
popularity. He don't care about none of that. Because once
Just
upon
want
a time,
football players.
he tried to get rid of Tom Brady. Just think about that. He
Oh, of
tried to.
course. Of course. So wait a minute, Smitty, because you
Okay,
do
okay, okay.
realize
So
we don't have Bill Belichick, right? we
I'm
don't we
just
don't we
saying,
don't have we don't have
but
that.
I'm using it. I'm using it as a. I'm just giving my thoughts and
Hey, now,
trying to
now,
set it up
I'm
nice so I can just let
messing with it.
everybody look into how I think about this.
Nah, but for real, I mean, you're right. Don't get me wrong. You're supposed to do what you're paid to do, and that's no excuse. That goes in any profession. But at the same time, it's
I
just
get.
like at the end of the day, everybody has to do their job, and the ones who don't, the others have to. They get affected by it, by the lack of.
I will give you
And
one example right now.
what was that?
The last two games, Khalid Kareem, guy off the
Hmm.
practice squad, came up, played his ass off.
Right,
Before he got up, Damone Harris, two straight
right,
games,
two
came
straight
in,
games.
gave the defense a spark.
Right.
Why haven't those two guys played the last two games?
Well, I know we can't bring Damone up no more. I know they at one point in time they're saying I think he had came up twice already. I think that's what it is. You came up twice already, so you have to be signed now. So that's one thing
But
with
sign
him.
him. If
I,
Lorenzo Carter is not doing
my
anything, why
brother,
not
if
sign him?
if I controlled the budget, Damone Damone would
but
be
but but
already signed. I
but
promise
what
you. You
did
can bet on that if I control.
but this is the reason why I use Belichick. You look at Lorenzo Carter, you look at Arnold Ebiketie. If Damone Harris and Khalid Kareem were on the New England Patriots and Bill Belichick was the coach, those guys would still be on the field. 'Cause guess what? They're trying to go out and prove that they're going to get better each and every game. While those other two, they just trying to collect the paycheck and say, "Hey, uh, I got a spot. I don't think
Right,
nobody can take it." And
right.
Tony Wright, I'm just saying, perfect. Another example: Deion Branch, Randy Moss at wide receiver. How many Super Bowl did Bill Belichick win without top-notch receivers? A ton.
A ton,
And
a ton.
remember,
I mean, it's
when they won their last
accurate.
Super Bowl, I think the receivers were Matthew Slater, Julian Edelman, Uh, who was the other one? Nikhil Harry,
Mm-hmm.
and and he probably ain't got no name. That's why I don't remember. But look it up, y'all. The Patriot last Super Bowl win with Bill Belichick and Tom
Yeah,
Brady in Atlanta in 2020. Just go look at that.
yeah,
So
yeah. The most boring Super Bowl there is, but they got the
13-3.
Super
That was
Bowl
it
ring.
was bad.
But I don't want to pollute my Falcons faithful. You know what I'm saying, with Patriot
No,
talk. And
I'm not
the
polluting it.
only
I'm just trying to use it
I
as
know,
an
I know,
example
I
that
know, I
people
know.
always talk about injuries. Well, we had injuries, so hey, we can't do this
Yeah.
without injury. We can't do that without injury. No, you got to keep
Well,
coaching. You got to
coming
keep
into the
pushing.
season though, our depth, especially like at our linebacking core, that was already in question. And we already has a few guys in question because we talked about it coming into the season, being optimistic about everything, but we still did have guys that had to prove themselves. Now we're getting to the point to where it's like we're hitting to the second half of the season. And in the first half of the season, the first few games, what is always said in the first, let's say, month and a half of the season, you can't pay it no attention, right?
I
And
don't
then
believe in that.
and I say
But
like
go
they say,
ahead.
hey,
But yeah, they say that. They say that. Yeah, but go
you
ahead.
can't pay attention to it because teams are starting to still try to get into rhythm, still trying to find themselves, still
And
trying
to
to
me,
make all the pieces work.
that just 4 games. Honestly, the first four
Right.
games is when you get into rhythm. Four
First
games.
month. Let's
And,
say the first
right.
month. The
And
first month.
honestly, one of those. Well, we can say 5 games because I'm gonna put it like this: they cut the preseason down to 3 games.
Right.
The starters don't play nothing but really the middle game. First game they really sit. Second game they may get 1 or 2 series. Third game they sit again. First game of the season they rusty. Haven't
Mm-hmm.
had any snaps, so they got to get in the rhythm that way. And then the next 4 games after that, that's when you know exactly what you got. And what were the Falcons after 5 games?
Hey, the Falcons, they was on top after 5 games. But you know what I'm saying? But also, where are we right now? We had things in our hands, and I think about it is I said it to you and I said to everyone else. If we had taken care of business against the Seahawks and against the Aints, if we did that, the Bronco loss, even though it was a blowout, it wouldn't have hurt so much. It wouldn't have been like a woe is me for some Atlanta Falcon fans because it's just like, dang, we were just just had a chokehold on everybody at 6-3, and then boom, boom. Next thing you know, you at 6-5. Next thing you know, you the fourth seed in the NFC conference, and you also have your NFC South counterparts breathing down your neck. So I
And
mean,
that's
you're going to have
crazy.
to take care of
They were
business. Yeah,
just 2-7 a couple of weeks ago,
that's what I'm
down
saying.
and out. And they still really out of the playoff race, if you ask me. Then you
Hmm.
have Tampa Bay, who is probably going to find a way to sneak back into the race. They get Mike Evans back this week,
They've already
and
doing it, bro. They already doing it. You seen what they did against the Giants? Who they're the
that
Giants. But
that the
but the
Giants.
thing about it is, we talked about the back half end of their schedule and how easy it is.
It's much easier
Easy
than
it is
ours.
compared
Yeah,
to what we have to do. Then on top of that, guys, we still have to prove that we can take down some AFC competition, something that we haven't done yet this year. So this is a huge game coming up for the Chargers, considering the fact that we did have the bend but don't break first half, but it was instances when we seen it did break. We talked about different plays throughout, even through wins, that we were saying we got to get better here, and it's because of that, because of that same reason why we're here now. What I was talking about the first couple of games of the season, we did look good there, but look at how we're looking right now, and you have other teams who are surging. So this is going to be a very important next few weeks, especially with this Charger game, and then you got the Minnesota game right after it. Two defenses who have something to play for, two defenses that can also get after it, just like the Broncos. We have to figure out what it is that we need to do to pretty much revert back to those winning ways, man. Getting the ball down the field, being able to get our playmakers involved. You know, some injuries do play a part
but
as far as our offense.
before you do all that, you got
Oh,
to get off the field on defense. You got to.
of course.
And
Third down, we have been
300
terrible.
357 yards a game on defense. You can't win like
Yeah,
that. That
bro,
means
I
you
got
can't
something
stop
for you.
you can't stop somebody from crossing the street. 357 yards. Just think about it.
bro. Not from
I'm just
crossing the street,
saying.
bro. Bro,
I'm just
I
saying,
got
bro.
something for you. I got something for you. Okay, first half of the
Okay,
season,
go
right?
ahead, run it. Run it.
This is for the first half of of each game. Okay, so 15 touchdowns, right? 2 interceptions, 4 sacks. That's what we've given up in the first half of games. And
Right.
also, you know, so that's a total of passing plays. So that's just straight up passing. We're not talking about the 4 rushing touchdowns that we also have given up in the first half as well. Second half, 2 touchdowns rushing, and you giving up six passing touchdowns, 5 interceptions. So yes, the second half has been good to the Falcons, but at the same time, family, you look at it in the second half when you really break down the yards and the numbers. In the second half, you've only given up 551 yards less than what you do in the first half. So basically, what I'm saying is there were little breadcrumbs there anyway throughout these games to show you, like, hey, we got to tighten up here, we got to tighten up there, you know. And at the end of the day, the trade deadline is over with. You can't do nothing about it. You got to roll with what you got. But yes, we should have
Facts.
made a trade. Yes, we should have tried to improve this team. And the Cowboys game was fool's gold, just like most of us had already thought about it. But you know, at the end of the day, we got to pull
What's
this
going on,
team.
nephew?
What's good, family? What's good, family? I don't want to keep
But I'm
going on
glad you
about.
said that because I'm finna look at the second half of the schedule. And this before we get into it, I'm gonna just give them a glimpse of what we're gonna talk about right quick. Look at the
Okay.
last 6 games. Chargers Sunday. Then after that, it's the Vikings, and then the Raiders, and then the Giants, and then the Commanders, and then the Panthers.
Mm,
I think it should be 4 wins at the least. But again, you just talked about it. These teams can throw the football. Justin Herbert. Well, no. Let me step back a little bit because the Chargers, one
come
of the
on back.
best running teams in the league. This is what we are bad at. And if they can't stop the run going forward, because you got a mobile quarterback in Jaden Daniels, you go to Sam Darnold in Minnesota, you got a weapon in Justin Jefferson, and then who's their running back? Um, who's that?
Aaron
Aaron
Jones.
Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones, right, former Green Bay running back. So when you
Hmm.
look at that dynamic, then you have TJ Hawkinson, who we talk about all the time.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like,
357 yards a game not gonna cut, and then we can't even stop the run. You look at run
right.
defense, yards per
And
game.
you
The
got
Falcons
teams
are,
who are playing better right now, like
I mean,
including our own division.
they getting better because they're at 127 right now. But at certain points of the game, when they're getting off to these slow starts on defense, that 129, I mean that 127 lane seems like 327. So
You're right.
getting off to a faster start on defense, getting off the field on third down is going to be key for the Falcons going forward. And I'm gonna tell y'all, D16 that I'm looking at right now, only I would say 2 quarterbacks, and I'm looking at Sam Darnold. No, I'm looking at
Mm-hmm.
Justin Herbert, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
looking at Jaden Daniels. Possibly,
Oh, well.
I'm looking at Sam Darnold because Sam Darnold is like a light switch; he on and off sometimes. So I'm looking at those 2 quarterbacks as the toughest games. One is Jim Harbaugh, the other is Dan Quinn. Um,
Mm-hmm.
even in Minnesota, coaching a little bit better. One of the top defenses that nobody talks about.
Yeah,
So
Vikings,
when you
one of
express
the top.
those numbers, and I look at these teams, something's got to give. Some got
Mm-hmm.
to give. Is the defense going to step up instead of wait to the second half to adjust, or
Mm-hmm.
are we going to come out fast on defense, get more pressure on the quarterback? We ain't got to get sacks, but get more pressure on the quarterback, force more bad plays. This gets Justin Simmons involved. This gets Jesse Bates involved. This get AJ Terrell involved. And with the
Right.
linebackers hurting like they are, it's going to help them out a whole lot. So
You're right.
this is why I've said Damone Harris and Khalid Kareem need to find a way to be on the field. You got to find a way to make plays. You've got to find a way to generate not only pass rush, but just pressure, period.
Right.
Because
Well,
if you don't get any pressure, that means the run game is going to start getting a full head of steam, and then we're gonna have problems again. This is
Right.
what happened the last two games. Look at New Orleans. They really didn't do nothing the second half, but we kept shooting ourselves in the foot. Denver, the defense did not even jump on the field the first half. They ran through us rough shot the whole game. And then you come home to play the Chargers with a defense like they got with a Khalil Mack, a Nick Bosa, Derwin James, Shante Samuels injured. But
Mm,
they have what was the kid? Jonathan Jones. So
mm.
just think about it. These teams have talent, man. So
They
these
do.
last six games are just not going to be a cakewalk.
No, it's not. And again, you're playing mostly AFC opponents. You have not been able to take down an AFC opponent at all this season. And I mean, it's tough out there. I understand, but in order
And
to
they
be
have how many ALC opponents left?
right,
They got Los Angeles and the
right,
Raiders, two ALC West teams, and
yeah.
two NFC East teams.
Mhm.
So,
You know what I'm
ooh,
saying? I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I mean,
man.
you still it's not easy sledding at all. It's not easy sledding at all. And these guys, they have to pull it together. And we have to,
And
and the bye week
honestly,
couldn't have came at a better
Carolina
time.
won't be a cakewalk. Carolina won't be a
I
cakewalk.
mean, that's what I'm saying. They're playing better. That's what I'm saying. It's teams in our own division that are playing better now. And the thing about it is, even if you're not making the playoffs, you still have
Yeah, that's
teams
right.
that
But
are
the pre
playing
is in Los
for
Angeles as
pride.
well.
Yeah, you still got teams that are playing for pride too.
Right.
And the Panthers are going to be one of those teams at the end of the year. The Commanders, you got Dan Quinn. We don't know what they're going to look like at the end of the year, but it's still going to be some pride there because he used to coach here. Then you still have the Giants. I don't know. You make the man. Who knows if they'll get off the bus at all? But the Raiders, we're. I've been saying we're probably going to be facing Desmond Ritter coming into that game, and it looks like we really are now.
Aiden O'Connor will be activated this week, so
Oh,
they'll make
really?
that decision. Yeah, he'll
Oh,
be
okay,
activated this week, so that'll let us know exactly what will be going on by the time we get to Vegas on that Monday night on December 16th.
and
So,
I still feel like we're gonna see Ritter. That's crazy. I really do. It's gonna be funny. But either way it go.
what's up,
Yo,
Ryan?
yo, yo, yo. Said, but them
Y'all, please
dogs
go.
just got some good news. What the dogs just got, man?
Please check out
What's
the
happening,
bird cage, man. Throw that news in the chat. Let us know. But yeah, the second half of the season, what to expect. You're
Oh
gonna
yeah.
pretty much expect the same thing, man. I'ma just tell you. Um, you can expect better play possibly if they find a way to get Khalid Kareem and Damone Harris on the field because they need that spark, man. I don't see it
Okay.
from Arnold Everett. Even though Arnold Everett has played better the last four games, I just don't see that spark that he should be bringing at this point in his career. Um, and as I look at it too, they say he beat the Chargers. I think he's talking about the wide receiver. So that's great
Oh,
news. But Jaden
well,
said, "What's going on with the Giants?" My bad. Stay
mhm.
staff paid Daniels all the money and cut them.
Well,
Hey,
he asked for his release. Once they
he asked
said
for a
something about
release.
benching him, he asked for the
Yeah,
release. He was like,
yeah.
"Nah, I'm not doing that." I'm trying to figure out. Forget Daniel Jones. I'm trying to figure out what in the world made them let Saquon Barkley just walk away like that. And look at
I
him now,
mean, they
man.
didn't even offer him a contract. That was just stupid.
MVP discussion right now, even though he wouldn't have been
But
doing that in New
again,
York right now
but
anyway.
again, that's what I was gonna say. Again, personnel matters. That's
Hmm.
why I said,
Does.
damn them picks. That's why when the off season comes, this is why I give y'all my thoughts on how these players that are free agents could help the Falcons. I don't do it just to just to be doing it. I always see the bigger picture. Bro Talk will tell you that. We did a video on Michael Parsons. Everybody was mad. But at the same time, you got to look at it as, do we have a game changer on defense? No, we don't. So why are y'all mad? Why? If
So
we
to be
talk
honest,
about
and
just like hold on, perfect example, another
what?
example. We were talking about Miles Garrett on Twitter the other night. My boy Jazzy Jeff, shout out to Jazzy Jeff, man.
Mhm.
He made a great point. Miles Garrett had 3 sacks in one half.
He did.
Think about that.
He
And he
did.
says he put up a meme of a man drinking a beer just sad as hell. And I requoted the tweet and said, "This is why you give up 3 first round picks for a player like this." He's
Yeah.
still on 29 years. Well, he's technically 28. He'll be 29 in January.
Mm,
And he has what about almost 100 sacks in his career already.
hmm
And he's still at least 45 years left. I told
Staying
y'all,
healthy.
defensive player play a long time if they stay healthy. The only reason LT retired because his knees were giving out, his shoulder was bad, and the injuries caught up with him. That's why he
Right.
only played 13 years. But guys like Bruce Smith, Reggie White, guys like that played damn near 20. So
Right.
you
And
just
it's
gotta
so
make those
crazy.
type moves.
And it's crazy because we thought that even though we didn't have like that game changer, even before we got Matt Judon, I'm just saying, like with the roster where how it was, we were figuring that okay, the Falcons are going to do this by committee. That means it's going to be guys just rotating in all the time, especially in the first couple of weeks, because you will see what you have. And then you got Matt Judon. It's just like okay, that's going to improve the defense even more. And it's like we can't do it by one guy by committee. Like we only have to like 10 sacks, and luckily we don't have to worry about the league, the sack
Yeah, the
minimum,
Dolphins
which
had
is
only
7.
7 in
Yeah, they had
1988, I
7.
think it was. Yeah, that
So
was
yeah, at
crazy.
least we ain't got to worry about that. But my thing is, come on,
Well,
y'all.
they couldn't
We
even
have
sack a damn potato and make some French fries. That's
at
boy.
all, at all. I'm talking about can't sour cream or chive that
Ooh,
motherfucker. But
boy.
but still moving down the line. It's just like going down the second half of the season, guys. We face some top quarterbacks. You think it's gonna be easy to get Jaden on the ground? We're gonna have to scheme for that. We're gonna have to have the muscle up front for that and the willpower more than anything, because of course we
Right.
have to roll what we got. Then we got to make sure, hopefully, that it'd be nice if Aruke could come back. As if Aruke could come back, it'd be nice if we see Dorless. We have to see what we have, guys, moving forward down the stretch as well. Like it's also going to be an evaluation process for the Falcons moving forward to see, hey, what guys fit the Falcon mold, what guys fit the logo mold, and can really, be a focal point of the defense or offense, whatever, moving forward. You know, so guys are going to have to really be, I feel like guys are going to have to get up for each game. I think they will. As far as like changes with coaching or play calling and anything like that, I still believe you're going to roll with Jimmy Lake and you're going to roll with Zach
Well,
Robinson.
he
You're not going to
basically said it.
play call.
Yeah, he basically
Yeah,
said it.
yeah. You're not.
Unless something major happens, we just gonna try to roll with it and try to get better. And he just
That's
put it
it.
like that.
That's it.
But
Because,
Jaden,
and you know that. Hold on, but you knew
go ahead,
that
go ahead.
because of what we've been doing the whole season, believing in our guys.
And
That's
we
been
still
like
have a
the
winning record. That was
that's
his
yeah.
that was his whole point. Just keep it at that. It was a winning record. Jaden Giants job. I think Brian Dayball still keeps that job.
He
Um
just got fired. Him and the
he
GM.
oh well, who gets that job? Ah,
Smitty, go
Belichick.
on up there and be the Giants coach, man.
Belichick.
Stop playing.
Belichick. I just think that's the perfect spot for Belichick. He has a top-notch defense, and he's a defensive guy. He can go into this draft or go through free agents and get his quarterback. And there's going to be a couple of quarterbacks out there.
Right.
Justin Fields is one. Russell Wilson's another. Because I don't see either of those guys going back to Pittsburgh. Who else?
I think
Malik
Russell comes
Willis.
back. I think Russell
I
comes
don't
back.
know. I don't know.
That'll be interesting because it's just like if
Cause
you
we
don't
all,
come back, where you going?
cause we all know that he's going to get his staff that he had in New England. You talk about
Talking about
Matt Patricia,
Belichick.
Josh
Yeah,
Daniels. Yeah, you're gonna see all those guys in New York.
yeah.
So they don't have to have a super quarterback right now. They can work with a game manager.
Mm-hmm. That'll be
So
interesting to see him go there. I think Belichick want to go to
think about
Dallas.
it though. He coached up under Bill Parcells in New York.
I
So
know.
he's
That's
familiar
why
with
he
the
don't want to go
organization.
back.
I mean, it just makes too much sense because we talk about Dallas. Even like I talked about Dion, his ego could get in the way. Same with Bill Belichick in New
No,
York,
of
in a
course.
market like that, and he brings a winning team to New York. He'll be praised there forever. So
Mm.
yeah, so a medium market like that could blow Belichick. He win a championship without Tom Brady. That talk is over with. Period. So
Oh,
yeah,
of
I mean,
course.
I'm taking Belichick, but who would you take?
If I'm the Giants,
Yeah,
um, the thing about it is, man, see, it's what it's going to take to get Belichick. They're such a trash franchise right now, to where it. Okay, so first of all, you're gonna have to give Belichick full control over everything and let him just come in and just start doing his thing because they are all over the place and they are a terrible franchise right now. I mean, you let Saquon walk, you paid Daniel, now he's gone, and you got Tommy DeVito. And don't get me wrong, you got some players on defense that you can work with. So that's a good thing for Belichick. I think that would be
and I forgot to mention
intriguing
Aaron
for him.
Rodgers might come back, even though he done.
I wouldn't. If I'm any team, NFL team,
I stay away from it.
I stay away from Aaron Rodgers. And the thing about it is, I like Packers Aaron Rodgers, but after
Oh
that,
yeah,
you know, what I'm
I
saying,
know who Aaron Glenn is pandemic. But I've been hearing rumors that he probably the top man for the Saints, and I hate to hear that. But
shoot, it
yeah, they
may
say
be
he could be
Ryan
his.
Nielsen. Tell him
Yeah,
go get Ryan Nielsen. You
yeah.
never know.
And Ryan Nielsen is my pick. I've told Ryan that many times that I think
Yeah.
Ryan Nielsen. I said that on the NFC South Roundtable too. I think Ryan Nielsen is the guy for the job, and see his karma coming back because Nielsen should have got that job when Sean Payton left, and I think
Mm.
Sean Payton's pick was Ryan Nielsen, but. I think the Saints GM he wanted Dennis Allen because of, like we talking
Rodney.
about nepotism.
Was it
So
Mickey? Yeah, Mickey Loomis. Yeah,
Mickey
because
Loomis, yeah.
he can pull some strings. So and
I
he
don't
was
know who
mad
get that
about
just
Dennis Allen being gone.
I don't know who
So
get that just job. I wouldn't even want that either. So
uh-uh.
yeah, both the New York team they messed up. But
Hey,
Ben Johnson is a name to look out for. Ben
he not gonna
Johnson and
go
what he
there.
doing with the Lions. He going somewhere. It might not
If
be
I'm
those
Ben
teams.
Johnson, I do not take that
It
Jets
could
job. I don't
it
even.
could be the Chicago. It could be Cleveland. But you got to think they
Chicago
don't
would.
have many choices. They don't have many choices.
I
Any
think
team that
Chicago
they go to,
would.
they got to rebuild it.
I think Chicago would make more sense. I mean, the Lions wouldn't want that to happen, but I think Chicago would make more sense than the Jets or the Giants for him. I mean, my goodness, that's those two franchises, boy. You just go up there to die and just like,
It
I
happens.
would,
But
man, I would do
let's
that.
get to these questions and then we'll get to the last part of the show
Yeah,
about the
yeah, yeah,
trade.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
the second half of the season, man, for the Falcons, it's gonna be interesting, man, to see how they have adjusted, how they are gonna put together the rotations as far as running. And then another thing with Tyler Algier, not to get off the subject, but Tyler Algier, you got to learn how to utilize him as well. Last two
Hmm.
games he's been non-existent, and he's been 1,000 yard rusher. He's a short yard guy. He's a goal line guy. So
Hmm.
you got to find a way to implement that and put more points on the board.
Bro,
You saw it in New
I think
Orleans.
so. Yeah, I think so.
We
We need to have both our running backs involved. We need to put both our running backs on the field at the same time because
yeah,
we need to have the defense thinking instead of just reacting out there. We need to have them
right.
questioning themselves. All it takes is that split second. You know what I'm saying? It can be all the difference in separation of a wide receiver on hitting the hole or hitting the gap the right way, on making the correct block, making the correct pull block. Everything only takes, you know, it's in the right second.
And and,
And
and
you
exactly
gotta,
what
you gotta
you're is the example that you're giving, and is what I've been saying too. After all these games, the film changed every game. So that's how teams adjust to what you're doing. They go back, watch film. So when they watch film and they adjust and you don't adjust about how you run your offense, that means you're predictable. So at
yeah,
the end of the day, you got to be able to switch up things. And that's what I mean by Kirk Cousins, Zach Robinson got to go back to the drawing board. What worked in week 6 may not work in week 14. Just think about that
bro.
because it's
We
film on
have,
it.
yeah, no, you're right. And another thing, I know we hate to bring this up because we've been saying this all year. We've been saying it last year, but we did find out about the injury. Somehow, some kind of way, we have to get the connection between Kyle Pitts and Kirk Cousins to be not only confident but also consistent. Like my goodness, like it just that has to happen because Kirk has been able to work with lesser, and no disrespect, but no tight end that Kirk Cousins has had is as athletically gifted as Kyle Pitts, right? But at the end of the day,
Right.
Kyle Pitts still has to show that
Well, Jordan
consistent
Davis, he was
work
he was
on
kind of athletic gifted, but he was injury prone.
it.
But I get where you going with that.
Right. So that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Like it just, and at this point, we have to get him involved because we have to get the best out of Kyle Pitts to see if he's supposed to be a Falcon. Do we trade him? Like what it is at the end of the day, we have to get that connection going. So that's another weapon we can
Birdo
utilize.
said that connection like bad Wi-Fi. It ain't gonna work if it
Bro,
don't hook up.
and that's what I'm saying. It's not there. It's fully not there. We seen National Tight End Day. That was the best that they had, and he got benched that day. So it just
Right.
like that's the best that we've seen it. We've seen instances where we get the big yardage, of course, like the 50-yard plays, 30-yard plays. We get that. But at the end of the day, just the consistency of, hey, we're gonna hit you in the middle of the field with Kyle Pitts. We're gonna take you out. We're gonna take your safety out. We're going to take your linebackers out. We're going to make you have to focus on him because what's going to happen next? Here come Ray McLeod. Here come
And this
Darnell.
this this how I
Trey.
know that the connection is not there. He gets the ball consistently to those receivers you just named. He
Mhm.
throws the ball in stride where they can make plays after the catch. With Kyle Pitts, it's just a sit down and quick hook, um, dump it off, and try to let him run out to the play. It's only one time that I see him hit Kyle Pitts in stride. And that's when he caught that long touchdown and fumbled at the goal line. That's the only time I see him catch Pitts in stride. Oh, and the touchdown pass against the Saints. I meant the Bucks. That's the only other time. But a guy 6'6", 250, 4.4 speed, he's just like a wide receiver. You should be able to, but again, his inconsistency, his laziness, this is why there will probably be no connection. Because I think Michael Penix can come in the game and make Pitts have a 200-yard game.
Mm.
One that rocket arm. Two,
Mm-hmm.
he can hit Kyle Pitts deep in stride.
Right.
Pause.
I mean, you can. Lord have mercy.
But you
Lord.
but but you know what I'm saying though. You know what
Nah,
I'm
I, no,
saying
I,
though.
I do. Definitely.
Because
Definitely.
one
I
thing
definitely.
about it, and see, people don't talk about Kirk Cousins' arm strength. Y'all know I used to call Matt Ryan chicken tender arm.
Mm-hmm.
He 2.0. He 2.0. Just
Hey,
keep it just that simple. At this
I,
point in his career, his arm is not as strong as it used to be. Now he can still tug the ball down the field, but at the same time, he doesn't have a Michael Penix cannon, a Michael Vick cannon that sling the
well,
ball off.
of course not. He's not going to have that at this point in his career. We ain't getting we're getting the seasoned Kurt. You know what I'm saying? We ain't getting the young Kurt. So it's just like, of course, that's going to be natural. But at the same time, Kurt, I feel like his arm right now is better than the twilight of Matt and Ryan. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like that
I agree with
year,
that. I
that
agree.
last year when Kyle Pitts
But
first
Matt
came
Ryan
in.
is a little bit more accurate.
Oh, I didn't say that. I ain't taking that away from Maddie. You just said arm strength, goal post mover. No, I'm just you said arm
But
strength.
let's answer these questions before we finish talking about Kirk Cousins. Do you think Raheem start calling defensive plays? I doubt it. He
No,
said there won't be change unless just some kind of catastrophe happens. And that's the wrong thing to say to your fan base when your defense ain't playing like shit. Just keep it real.
right?
That's about as simple as I can put it. But you give it your thought on it right quick. But I don't
No,
see it.
bro. I remember I'm the guy that was saying this before the bye week. There will be no changes coming. People are not going to get fired. We're gonna because my thing is the thing that works for me is looking at context clues within the person, within the
Right.
message. That's why we didn't make any trades or anything like that the bye week because we believe in our guys. I don't expect that to just change all of a sudden.
Right.
We're going to stay believing in our guys because that is the coaching message. That's the message from the head coach down to the lower coaching staff, down to the players. That's the message. We're going to believe in our guys. We're going to trust and try to get better. That's all they want to do.
Facts.
It's not
That's
going to
it.
be any major changes, any firings, anything like that. Because even if you did fire somebody, what is it going to do? That just means that you got egg on your face now because you made the bad decision. I don't want to have egg on my face, so that's where I'm gonna
And
trust
it,
into my guy.
And the crazy thing is, I think the fix is just easy, man. The easy
Yeah,
fix is bring in the people that are producing on the field. And if you're not prideful, please ask Jerry Gray what the hell is going on and what can I do to get better. It's just that simple. If you
right.
don't want Jerry Gray to call the plays, you go to him as a man and say, "Hey, I need to fix this. What do I do to put this defense on the right track?" Because some
Right.
games, second half, they look like a totally different team that they're not. They look like a 9-1 team some halves, and some halves they
Mm,
look like a 1-9 team. It just
mm,
depending on how they start versus how they finish. Some games they
right.
start bad, finish good. Start good, finish awful. So you just got to find that balance and meet in the middle. That's it. But
Yep.
Miss Carey says, Chargers
Falcons.
game feel like a must win. I've been saying that for
It
the
is.
last 2 weeks.
It
I've
is
been
a
saying
must
that for the
win.
last 2 weeks. Go ahead, go ahead. I'll
No,
let
I'm
you
just saying.
start.
No, she's correct. She's correct. You're correct. Anybody else that feel like this is a must, that this is not a must win game, you're tripping. Because my thing is, going 6-6 is not ideal right now. Okay, you got to start stacking wins because people are behind you who want your spot. We're the number one spot, ludicrous, and people want our top spot right now. And it's going to be teams within the division like the Bucks who are getting back healthy, getting Mike Evans back. No, they don't have Godwin, but they still have Evans, and they still have a dynamic run game that is getting more continuity within itself. So and then the defense is playing pretty good as well. Of course, they're going to try to track you down. You have other teams in the NFC, just period, that are going to try to track you down. So you don't want to get too low in the seeding as well. This is a must-win game also because you have to win against an AFC opponent. I said we haven't done that. And my thing is, in order to win the Super Bowl, you got to win what? Against an AFC opponent. So let's start trying to do that now. And just, I'm not saying Super Bowl, but I'm just saying let's get into beating AFC teams. We got a losing record against Harbaugh. We have a losing record against Justin Herbert. I'm saying? We're doing better against the run game, but we can't let a rejuvenated J.K. Dobbins and Gus Bradley, who were just with the Ravens last year, both
And
of
your
them.
boy Quentin Johnston caught his stride.
I ain't gonna lie to you. Quentin Johnston, he is catching his stride, but I'm more so worried about Lad Quavius McConkey. You know what I'm saying? Like that, that I'm just saying, I'm just being honest. Quentin Johnston is okay, I guess. You know
Where
what I'm
the hell
saying?
do
Maybe
y'all get that name from?
what, Lad Quavius? That's his
Yeah.
name.
What?
Everybody know that.
All right.
Smitty, where you been at?
That just sounded a little you know what to me. I
Man,
can't
get
say
out
it
of
on
here,
the
man.
car. I'm just saying that sound a little Simpson Road to me. I'm just saying.
Oh, man. I'm
Uh
just saying,
I'm just
hey.
saying, bro. But Tony Wright, yeah, we play on Monday night against Vegas, but the
Yes.
upside to that,
Monday night game.
The Giants is the next Sunday. So I mean that
And
eases the
Smitty
blow.
been scared about that game all year, y'all.
Oh yeah. Yep. Oh yeah.
He
See,
been
Christian,
nervous
she on
about
the
that game all year.
hey,
Like, bro, we on
see,
Monday night in
I said it
Vegas.
from the jump. That's a trap game. And the
Mm-mm.
funny thing is, they almost beat the Chiefs too at home without a quarterback. Think about that. And see, A1, she thought you were lying too. See, I'm not the only one. But that
Man,
that dude that dude sound like a Simpson Road special. Just keep it honest.
hey, man, what you mean? I thought everybody knew that. Yeah,
Yeah,
Lad Quavius,
Chargers
man.
yeah, the Chargers they good. He
They
don't know
looking
about
real
next
good.
week. Hey, look,
I'm
I'm telling you.
The thing about it is it's going to have I feel like it's going to have a playoff atmosphere. I think that's what we should come into this game thinking about. Really, honestly, no, I'm sorry. Backtrack. We need to come into the second half of the season and treat
Like every
every
game is
single
like our
game
last game.
like it's our
Yeah.
last game, like
Yep.
it's a playoff game, like it's sudden death. There is no tomorrow. That's how we need to start looking at these games because that's how you're going to have to get maximum effort from our remaining guys. And when we're getting the guys back healthy, hopefully, you know what I'm saying, we'll be able to have that kind of like fuel us a little bit more, man. Because again, we got to find mojo from anywhere that we possibly can. We have tough opponents coming up back to back. You have defenses that get after the quarterback. You have run games that will gas you if you do not be able to play up. Again, rejuvenated JK and Gus. I don't really want them to get off at the end of the day, just because of what we just seen against the Broncos. They were
Yeah, that
exactly,
was
bro.
that.
Exactly, Berto. 1-0
Yeah, bro,
mindset.
that Denver game was just some bullshit. Just keep it real. I don't know what the
Yeah,
hell happened
I
that
mean,
game.
and it was. We didn't get off the
That shit
bus. It was
stink.
almost like, yeah, it did. It did, and it was terrible. But guess what? We got to bottle up all those feelings that we were feeling, that furious anger, and take it out on the remaining opponents. We got to use it. We have to use it, guys, because at the end of the day, that's other teams are going to use whatever they can against you. They feel like they're the better team when they're coming in. We got to show them, no, it ain't like that. We are a good team. We just had a few setbacks. The next couple of weeks is going to be very important for the Atlanta Falcons and the Falcons faithful to really see who you are. You really have to see
So
who
watch
you are.
ATL. I agree with that. Yeah, the fans got to be in their seats come kickoff. You can't
They
be
got
up
to,
there at the
yeah,
bar getting drunk, goddamn eating pizza. You need to be in your seat.
you
Spill some
do.
nachos or some beer on somebody in front of you. Don't be back there getting drunk at the bar. Yeah,
Don't
you
do
need
it
to be in
because,
your
I
seat.
mean, honestly, your team needs you. Anybody who's going to be in the bins this coming Sunday, the team needs you. All right, we got to give them that infectious energy that just, what I'm saying, like, let's be swag surfing up with a lead in the fourth quarter, all that good stuff like that. Let's have a reason to swag surf and not just be doing it just because the song come on. You know,
Facts.
let's, like, come
Cause
on,
if
we
one of
gotta
y'all
we gotta
swagger
step
stuff
up.
hit me upside my head, I'm gonna punch you. I'm gonna just be honest. But but
See
look,
there? See?
let's get to this. Let's get to this last topic right quick. Kirk
Oh
Cousins
yeah.
trade. I've been saying this a lot. Um,
Okay.
let's talk about this right quick. This is gonna be super quick
All
because
right.
I'm gonna just shut this down right now. Kirk
Mm-hmm.
Cousins trade. I think the talk is ignorant. Um,
Okay.
yeah, I would love to see Penix play, but I still want Penix to grow and learn this system the best he can. Yeah, Zach Robinson, we don't know what's going to happen with his future in Atlanta, so we really can't look towards the future. But at the end of the day, they signed him to a 3 or 4 year deal. So 2 years with the 25 million this year and the 65 next year, you already knew 2 years were automatic. So the only way that Kirk Cousins is not quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons next year is an injury. I mean, he re-ruptures that Achilles, or goes down with a knee injury, or arm, or elbow, or shoulder, or something like that. But
Anything.
that's the only way to me he hits the field. That's the only way he should hit the field. And honestly, I would keep it real with y'all. I would sign a backup quarterback just to make sure that happens, because I would
Mm-hmm.
want Michael Penix to sit back and learn the game of football at the NFL level. Look at Jordan Love when he sat 2 years behind Aaron Rodgers. He's tearing up the league right now. Last year, at the end of the year, the back end of the schedule, he had the most touchdown passes in the final 8 games.
Yeah,
He
he
was
did.
doing his thing because he sit back, learn the game, learn the scheme, and I think that's the exact formula that Atlanta Falcons should use with Michael Penix. And if Ryan Tannehill didn't want a lot of money, I would have brought him in as a backup.
Oh God. Over the hill, Tannehill. But hey, I understand. Hey, I get it. Now I'm
But him
joking.
and him and Kirk Cousins the same age.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said I'm just joking because they are. And but I'm glad we got Kirk Cousins over Tannehill. Just
60,
period.
65 million reasons why I would not trade Kirk Cousins. I don't give a
Bro,
damn if they gave me a third round pick. I would not do it. The
bro,
only
there's
way
no
Kirk
first of
Cousins
all,
leaves Atlanta, I got to get a number one. The only way. And no
bro,
team is going to do that.
bro, it's not just a number one pick I need for that. I'm gonna need more than that because we just got out of this. Remember Ice, Matty Ice. Remember Ice,
Yep.
baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, we just got out. Remember Julio? You know what I'm saying? Jet. Remember all that stuff? We just got out of that. I don't want to do that no more. I don't want to do that no more. And the Falcons doesn't want to do that anymore either. So I don't think they trade Kirk Cousins at all. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter even if it was a second rounder. I don't think they want to do that. I think they feel comfortable with Kurt. The only way I even see Penix getting into it is if hold on, what's some wood at? Knock on wood, just in case for the people who are superstitious. Is if the only way I see that happen is if the Falcons lose their next 4 games.
They're like
And then
Matt
it's
Ryan
like,
said. And Matt
you know,
Ryan said that.
He said about it.
But
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that actually. But yeah, he did say that. But yeah, but that's what I'm thinking too, though. Honestly, I'm right there with the great Matty Ice, the great mind and that he is, and football player that he was. I'm right there with
but
him.
jo-
They lose the
but
next
Josh
four
Gillen,
games.
Josh
Huh?
Gillen, let me ask you this, and I want you to put it in the comments. How do you really know Michael Penix is ready to play now? Just because you see
Mm,
him throw a couple passes, you seen that preseason game, that ain't tell me nothing. He hadn't played a top ranked defense. He hadn't really faced a strong NFL blitz until the Denver Broncos, and they did sack him. And I look at the last 6 games. Dan Quinn, defensive guy. Chargers, defensive team. Do you think he would survive in those type of games with these top ranked defense? Not the Giants, not the Panthers. Well, hell, the Panthers been playing pretty good. But
mm-hmm. Yeah.
out of these 16, do you really think with these decent defense that he will hold up? And he really doesn't really know the
I'm
NFL
not
game
doing.
like that.
I'm not doing Michael Penix like that. I'm not putting him out there against a.
And
First of all, a
think about
Charger.
this too.
What?
Think
What's that?
about this too, Chris. Would you really trust Caleb McGarry to block his blind side?
Bro, I was about to get into that. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, well, go ahead then.
The blind
Talk about
side,
it.
and the last tail end of the schedule. If anything, you should have let him play it like kind of like in the middle or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Against maybe lesser defenses. It wouldn't be
Right.
against the Chargers. It wouldn't be against the Vikings. Both of these teams have something to play for. The Vegas is going to try to play you tough on Monday Night Football just because it's going to be the only thing on. Then you got still got the Commanders again, another good defense. I understand the offense is going through some struggles, but at the end of the day, Dante Fowler got 8.5 sacks. So it just like, and then you have the Panthers who are going to be playing for pride, if nothing else, just because you're a division rival. So it's just like at the end
Yeah.
of the day, you're going to be facing
And
defense that have something to play for at the end of the day. I'm not doing
and
Penix like
if you wanted to sit Kirk Cousins in one game for him to get some rest, I think he should have did it against New Orleans. Kirk played like trash that game. Keep it real. He had 300 yards, but he made mistake after mistake after mistake after mistake.
that. Our brother Josh did hit back in the comments here. He said, "This is the pros, man." Like that man, though, by the way. Gotta stop
Yeah, that,
babying these grown men. Either you can play or you can't. That's just my opinion. And I ain't gonna lie
and
to
that
you.
and go
I
ahead, go
like
ahead, go ahead.
I respect it. Now I'm just saying, I respect the opinion. I really do, because I mean, it kind of boils down to it. But we knew that honestly, with getting Kirk Cousins and getting Michael Penix, they're not looking to throw
They
Penix out
looking
there right
toward they look at the present and the future.
now.
Kirk
Mm-hmm.
Cousins the present, Michael Penix is the future. And they not and see,
And
I'm
that's most of this
they
draft class.
they not babying them because look at what happened with Justin Fields. Look at what happened with Trey Lance. Look at what happened with what's the other quarterback?
No, you
Just
said
got
Trey Lance.
traded. Not no, it's another quarterback got drafted. Zach Wilson. Look at Zach Wilson. Look at Sam Darnold. How many teams he done been through, and he's finally getting into a situation where he can showcase his talent. So it's
Right.
all about fit. It's all about coaching. It's all about landing in the right spot. Michael Penix is in the best spot other than Bo Nix because I knew Bo Nix was going to either be a Patriot or a Bronco. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Because that was a Belichick type quarterback and that was a Sean Payton type quarterback. So he's in the perfect position other than Michael Penix. When Michael Penix
Right.
learned the game, now don't get me wrong. If he had a offensive coordinator that had experience, oh yeah, I said Michael Penix, let's go. But you
Yeah.
have first year play caller. You need that veteran to help that young guy. Now, Zach Robinson grows in that second season like Kyle Shanahan did in Atlanta. I wouldn't have no
Right.
problem with Michael Penix. The only problem is 65 million. I would not take another dead cap hit like that. Sit team back
That's
two,
that's
three,
like
four
my
more years.
major, and that's my major thing. My major thing is the money. It ain't even necessarily the player, because I have, and I'm still am detaching myself from players and just remaining about the focus of the logo and what's best for the team. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm trying to do. So therefore, with Kirk Cousins and Michael Penix, we already knew that Penix thing is a waiting process. They are not going to put him out there no matter what we think or feel. That's just like the direction of the team. They're not going to run him out there. You can say most of this draft class, really, if guys were healthy and if things were working in the right direction, some guys we wouldn't even have seen. Just look how long it's taken to see Dorless. Look how long it took to see Rook. And then guys still had to get hurt
And
then.
Dorless played what, every bit of 3-4 plays the whole game, maybe 5.
9 snaps. I think 9 snaps.
Man, that ain't nothing.
So that's
He
what I'm
can do
saying. And
9
then the
snaps on
thing
the
about
sideline and run. Come on, man.
right. Right. And the thing about it is, it wasn't like he had trash snaps or anything. So he made some plays, he made some stops in the run game. So it's just like, man, you got to see what you have. You really have to see what you have. And yes, just like Berto said, man, we can't go back to the original crippling ways that we had. Like, guys, it was a point of time to where we had Julio, Matt Ryan, and then we only had like 20 other guys that were actually signed to the team because the contracts were so inflated, we couldn't keep nobody. So I think they really just don't want to go back to that, take that $65 million hit. And especially like if you're not going to have like just something that you just can't turn down, like first round pick, Myles Garrett, and something else.
They had a chance to get Khalil Mack. They had a chance to get Todd Gurley. They had a chance to get Patrick Willis before Jamal Anderson back in the day.
We talking about in the draft.
See, I can go back and forth with that all day. But Josh, let me just tell you this. I get what you're saying. I get what the day one quarterback that you're talking about. But what is the common denominator, just like I just said a few minutes ago? They got somebody that can call plays, that knows their strengths, and can put them in a winning position. I haven't seen Zach Robinson do that yet. CJ Stroud just last year, Bobby Slovic. Yeah, he was a young coach, but at the same time, he learned the same system that Zach Robinson is calling right now and perfected it with CJ Robinson, put that kid in a situation to be in the MVP conversation for a little part of last year. You look at Jalen Hurts. His coordinator is last year was Gannon. He's the quarterback. I'm sorry, the head coach of the Arizona Cardinals right now. Strong play caller. You look at Josh Allen. Ken Dorsey was his offensive coordinator. He brought Josh Allen back from being a bust. Let's just keep it real. And they still fired him. Consistent play calling, good offensive coordinator play calling. Jaden Daniels, who's his offensive coordinator.
Still out. The jury's still out on Kingsbury because normally in the second half of the season, Kingsbury offenses normally get figured out. We've seen it all the way back to his college days. So I don't know about that one yet. And then they're on a 3-game losing streak or something like that now. And the offense has not looked the same as pristine as it did, I say, the first half, the first couple of games.
First 10 games, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's say the first 9 games because they were 7-2. So it's a good question. Who fixed our defense against the Chargers? Raheem Morris. If it's going to work, Raheem needs to trust. He needs to trust Jerry Gray. Let's just keep it at that. He needs to go to, like I said, they need to go to that veteran guy who was a top 3 defensive mind in the league at one point. Go back to those early 2000 Buffalo Bills team. Just go look at them. They were top 3 in defense probably 3-4 years in a row. But and the thing about it, he's the assistant head coach, and it seems like his hands are tied, just like a hostage.
Well, yeah, I mean that's true. That's true, and also, it's got to be all 3 phases. It's got to be all 3 phases, man, including special teams. That's including Cool. He had honestly, man, he had a bounce back week. If you think about it, he put up the only points that we scored. So now it's time for the offense, man. I think we can exploit some things. Of course, we're going to talk about it on our preview and everything, but I think we have some things that we can exploit. It's just going to be tough, and we got to be disciplined sound. The penalties have got to stop. Like they have got to. It's got to be a discipline thing. It's got to be the coaches letting the players know and the players going out to execute. We got to work together, y'all. It really is. That's really what it's got to be. I mean, we can go on and break down and give technical terms and all this stuff like that about what the Falcons need to do. The Falcons need to stop beating the Falcons. For one, stop helping other teams beat you. Stop helping other teams get off the schneid, get off of losing streaks against you. You know what I'm saying? Go out there and punch somebody in the mouth, just like we did a couple times this season. You got to find that fire. You got to regain that because you got 6 games that are meaningful for you, this division, this fan base moving forward. You got to go out there and do the damn thing. That's just all it is
And
to it.
these last 6 games could shape our team for the next 5 years. And the reason why I say that, depending on how these games turn out, and if we make that playoff run, depending on how far we make that playoff run, a lot of these veterans could be gone next year because
Right.
they're sitting back saying we need to get young at this position. We need to find a way to cut cost at this position. So in that aspect, Grady, Jake Matthews, and those type guys, this could be their last run in that lap.
True.
Just because think about it. Do we have a top-notch edge rusher? No.
No.
Do we have a right tackle that can block for your future quarterback? No.
No, not the future quarterback.
Do we have a linebacker that can take control of this defense? Can he stop the run? And can he cover at the same time? No.
Oh,
We got all downhill guys.
we got
We
down.
need to
Yeah.
get a coverage linebacker. So it's a lot of question marks going into the offseason. And again, and I salute everybody who jumped on me when they said Raheem Morris may not get fired. That may be his saving grace. This is not
I
the
don't think
team that
he's gonna
he
be fired either.
this team is not totally what he envisioned. He still got a ways to go to build a team that he wants. Grady Onyemata, those 2 guys as well. So
Yeah.
I mean, this all season could bring change, and who knows? It may be changed for good because think about it. When Grady had 3 sacks in the Super Bowl, he was in his second season.
Mm-hmm.
Deion Jones was a rookie. Keanu Neal was a rookie. Brian Poole was a rookie. Just think about that.
And the only
Just think
person
about
who's left is Grady.
right from that
You
team.
know, from that team, the only
And
person
Jake
that's left.
Matthews. And
Yep.
Jake
Well,
Matthews.
yeah.
That's
I
it.
was talking about the defense. The defense.
Yeah,
But yeah,
defense. Yeah. That's it.
that's what I'm saying. That's all that's left. And honestly, moving forward, again, it's going to have to be just like that video that you was talking about, Grady, and the snippet that I had did, piggybacking off of it. It's not nothing personal. We love Grady Jarrett. I know I do. I know, I know everyone who we work with does. Berto, Bro Talk, and of course Smitty. We all love him. But at the end of the day, we have to
It's a
look at what's
business.
best for this team. We have to look at what's best with this team, y'all. And moving forward, I'm just saying some of the veterans that's on this team may not fit into future mold plans.
I'm gonna
And
give
it's
y'all this
okay.
analogy. I'm gonna give y'all this analogy right quick, and we're gonna roll.
Let's roll, man.
If you were driving a 2017 and you seen that shiny new 2025, and that 2017 got 180,000 miles on it, damn near 200,000 miles, and you see that clean 2025 with 0 miles, what you gonna do?
Hey, man, I'm rolling my 180 miles. Now,
You a lie. You a lie. You a lie. You see that shiny new car, the windows work. It ain't got no smell on the inside. The
hey,
carpet,
my windows don't work, bro.
nope.
Hey, see, now
One of
you
your
adding
damn,
stuff to it. See,
one of your, one of your tail light busted out. The damn
oh
trunk lock,
Lord.
the trunk lock jammed. When you turn on the radio, it cut.
Smitty,
When you
it's
turn on
Smitty,
the
you didn't
radio,
say all that in
when
the beginning.
when
You
you
just
turn
said
on the radio, it cut.
180,000
Look,
miles.
when you turn on the radio, it cut back off. So look, that
When
new
I
car
cut on
gonna
the
come in
radio, the
handy.
car cut off.
The car cut off. The wire is so messed up.
I can't.
So
Like Antonio say,
hey,
man, try to trade that thing in. And happy belated to him as well. I believe he just had a birthday too, man.
yeah, he just had a birthday, man. Happy birthday, Tonio.
Happy
Hey,
belated.
that's my dude, man. That's my dude. And shout out to his sister, man. When he was under the weather, man, she came in, did her thing, and took care of him. So shout out to sister, man. So yeah, man. Look, I'm telling you, you got to trade that car in sometime. I'm just saying. Kirk Cousins, same thing. You know what we gonna
I
do
mean,
when we and I'm gonna put in this analogy with the car.
uh,
In that same analogy with Kirk Cousins. Um, you got that old hoopty that you love, but
mhm,
you got to wait till you pay them last two car notes before you get out
before you
that thing.
trade it off. Yep, before you can
Because
trade it
guess
off.
what? If you trade that car in and you owe on that car, guess what? The new car that you get, you're gonna have to pay for that car and you're gonna have to pay for the whole
And
car too.
so you
So
might as
look,
well go ahead and just pay it on off.
there you go. So just think about that. And I'm gonna use that shit for a short just because I said that. Look,
Hey, use it, babe.
we
Hey,
appreciate
man.
y'all coming through, man. We always have a
Oh
good
yeah,
time talking to y'all. Y'all coming through in the chat, showing some love. And we can talk
always.
to y'all all night, man. Cause look, I'm just telling y'all, we love our Falcons, man, but at the same time, we gonna tell y'all when they ain't right.
Yeah.
That's just who we are. That's
We're
what we
gonna tell
do.
you the truth, man, because it's so many different ways to dress up different things, and honestly, just with the media is gonna pretty much paint a narrative either way. At the end of the day, in a win, when we do things right, we're gonna highlight it. When there's things that need to be improved, we're
We
gonna
still gonna
highlight it.
assess it. Yep.
You know, and in the loss, we're gonna say what we did wrong, and we're gonna see how we can improve if we can.
Hey,
So
Mike, I'm just
yeah,
saying, you
yeah,
hit that
man.
damn
Cut
power,
that radio on, that
you hit
car
that
go
power
off.
button on the radio, your ass too.
You know what I'm
It
talking
cut off
about?
in the middle of the expressway and just
You
coast
better,
to
you
the
better,
side.
you better jam on that brake.
But
You better.
yeah, man. Shout out to our boy Berto, man. Working hard out there doing this thing, man. Home come first. I tell y'all that all the time. But
Oh yeah,
y'all gonna see him Wednesday night, man. When we come through with that preview for the Chargers, man. So look, I'm telling you, this gonna be
got
a
to
key
punch him.
game. Like Miss Carey said, this is a must-win game. We don't
Hmm.
win this game, it could get ugly. But I told y'all from the jump that Saints game could turn the season around. And I hate to say that. But before we get out of here, man, please
Hey,
tell everybody where to find you, man.
this that you did say that about the Saints game. You did, and this game right here can turn that thing right back around into the right
The other
direction.
way. Right.
So you need this win, Falcons. Falcon faithful, we need this win. You know what I'm saying? Like this is a must-win game. This is really like my first really real deal must win because we cannot go 6-6, guys. The morale of the players, I don't know what it's going to
But
be
I
like.
knew them
The
last two
morale of
games.
the fan base, I
I
don't know
knew we
what it's going
needed
to
that cushion in them last two games, and we didn't
be.
get it.
Right. And we're
So now,
losing cushion
right.
rapidly. Rapidly. Yes, I have, Berto. I have found my inner peace today. Yes.
All right,
Ah,
that's an inside joke. Y'all never get
got,
that one.
gotta find
But
that peace, bro.
tell everybody where to find you, man.
Oh man, A1 Forever Sports. That's the platform on YouTube, man. Please be generational because it's always time to
Real
be. And you ain't
ignorant.
got to settle for less when you always got more with the vision. Twitter, Instagram, A1 Forever. Also, the real A1 Forever on TikTok, man. Come through and have a sports conversation. Say what up, say what going on. You know what it is. The Ravens can't stop the run. We know that about that too. And we just see what the Chargers are doing. Well, excuse me, y'all see. I ain't watching the game right now, but y'all see what the Chargers are doing right now. At the end of the day, that's what we're up against, and we still got to find a way to beat them and turn our
And they
season
got to
back
fly
around
all
in
the way
the
across
right
the
direction.
country on a
Right,
short week. So
short
we
week.
got the advantage at home. Just think about that.
We
All we
got to
got to
take
do is
advantage.
show up. All we got to do is show
We
up.
we all got to show up. We all have to show up. You know what I'm saying? Huh? What the
Yeah,
hell?
that's fly easy, man. I'm gonna give him a shout
Going
out,
on?
man.
Going on,
We
Fly?
enjoy
Came
we
out.
enjoy
He
other
came out of
fans to
nowhere with
come.
that fly Eagles fly, didn't he? Hey man,
Yeah,
they
he
took
probably
care of
been
business
watching.
last night, man. Saquon
Oh
looking
yeah,
crazy.
Saquon. Oh my god.
I'm glad we went ahead and took care of y'all week 2 because I don't want to play y'all right now. Anyway,
Nope,
oh
knock him
man,
out early.
yeah, man. Hey man, shout out to the to all the real man. Shout out to every fan base except for the Aints. You know, what I'm saying y'all doing y'all thing, and we're gonna keep on pressing forward, man. Hey man, shout out to you again, man. Please, y'all like, comment, and subscribe on both channels, man. Smitty Sports Machine, and of course on my A1 Forever Sports, man. Really appreciate it. Trying to
And
continue to
y'all
get
make
out here
sure
in the
y'all
algorithm.
swing on over there to Berto, the 95 North Falcons talk show.
Facts.
Because Berto doing his thing, man. He started doing more shorts. So
Yeah,
y'all please
doing
go
more
show Berto some
videos. Get
love, man.
back out there. That's why I told him, man. I
Yeah,
had to text him like, yeah, man, get out there and get that content. They want to see
I'm
Butter
waiting.
Pecan.
I'm actually waiting on him to do that babyface butter pecan video. He ain't done it yet. But
My bad. I reminded Smitty. My bad. Dang. My bad.
see, that was Chris' fault. He started it.
I was trying to get out of here, man. Smitty don't want to go
Oh
nowhere.
man, y'all know where to find me, man. Y'all know where to find me, man. Smitty Sports Machine on YouTube, Fatboy Slim _21 on Twitter. Find me every Tuesday night, which is tomorrow night. See Soft Roundtable, man. We had a bye week, so I won't have to go off on nobody tomorrow, but we will still have a great conversation about the Chargers. Whoever the
Right.
Bucks, Saints, and Panthers play. And the Panthers, they played good last week, man. I give them a shout out because I thought they were gonna get blown
Almost
out the
beat the team.
building. But look, I'm telling you, any given Sunday it can happen. Also catch us post game after every Sunday or Monday after every game. But you can also catch Berto on Bleacher Report after every game, giving his breakdown before he joins us for our 95 North Sports Machine breakdown and recap. So we all over the internet, man. Please stay tuned. We always dropping hot news, great topic videos. Y'all followers always give us things to talk about, so that we are appreciative for. Keith Simmons, appreciate the donation, my brother. He said Raul had the Falcons ready. We will see, because this is a key game. So y'all know how we got. Y'all know what we do. Oh, shout out to my boy Ryan from the Birdcage, man, for coming through. Y'all please go subscribe to the Birdcage as well.
Yeah, turning point,
Ryan
y'all.
always putting out top notch content. But
Always.
for my boy Chris, 95 North Berto, your boy Antoine
Bro
Smith,
talk.
we gonna holler. Bro Talk, Kel, my bad. Got to give him a shout out. Y'all please go check him out on Twitter. Does
Yeah,
great
Dirty
weekly
Bird.
videos for his prediction picks, and he also does great Falcon videos. Dirty Bird Central is coming to YouTube. He's gonna get that thing rolling, and we're gonna be there to support him. But again, for me, Chris, and the guys, we're gonna